Lessons learned. चैप्टर नंबर 5 निकालने का ना 5 निकालना चैप्टर हम्म 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 हम्म. Good evening, everybody. Am I audible to everyone? Mansi, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay. How many are there today?
Yes, ma'am, checking. Five students are there.
5 students are there. Okay. Very good.
Good evening, Reena madam.
Good evening. So we were in chapter number 5, I think. We completed up to that toys. Figure number 5.4. Let us see. I think here up to warm and cold currents. I think, am I clear, Mansi?
Yes, ma'am.
We finished up to here. The toys were floating in Atlantic Ocean, and some of it reached, showing figure number 5.2 and 5.3, the toys and all. So we stopped here. Now the explanation is given why it happened. The ocean water can be divided into two parts based on the depth surface. I think we finished this also 5.4.
Teacher, we have completed on page number 31. That do you know?
Okay, up to here. Remaining is the continental structure and all. Yes, yes. So 5.4 shows all the currents, hot and cold, warm current and cold currents. So on that day with the diagram I showed that how these currents come out, how these currents flow. The pink one are the warm currents and the blue one are the cold currents. Am I right? So rotation of the earth reflects these currents. We'll come to the continental structure. According to the alignment of the coastline, the direction of the ocean current changes. Velocity of the ocean current is around 2 to 10 km per hour, and they are divided into two, that is warm and cold. So in the Mansima screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am, visible.
Okay. So as the currents flow, I'm putting my arrow. They turn towards the north or they turn towards the south from the equator because simultaneously the earth is rotating. So due to the rotation of the earth, it goes on, and in this way we see that the currents flow. Now let us see what are the effects of currents on human body, on human life. Ocean currents especially affect the climate of the regions having proximity to the sea. In cold regions where warm currents flow, climate becomes warmer. In some regions, the amount of precipitation increases. For example, the warm currents flowing near Western Europe, southern Alaska, and Japanese coast reduce the intensity of the winter there and make them warmer. Isn't it? Then, the reason is where the warm current flows, hot current, hot water. We normally know that when the water is hot, naturally the temperature is also hot. पाणी गरम होते, पाणी जेव्हा गरम असतो ते टेम्परेचर पण गरम असतात. मग ह्या ज्या बाजूला अशी वॉर्म करंट वाहतात, मीन्स फ्रॉम वेअर द वॉर्म करंट्स फ्लो. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, दिस इज जपान. आय एम पुटिंग माय arrow. This is Japan. This is North America, Alaska. This is the portion of Alaska. This is Greenland. European part. This is England and all. You can see this North Atlantic current. It is warm current. So these regions which are actually cooler region, म्हणजे खूप थंड ठिकाण ज्याला आपण म्हणू शकतो, मग त्या ठिकाणी जेव्हा वॉर्म करंट अँड वेन द वॉर्म करंट फ्लोज द पार्ट बिकम्स लिटिल वॉर्मर. म्हणजे तिथे पण जरासा उष्णता अशा वाटते. पाण्यामध्ये पाणी थंड, आपण थंडीमध्ये आपण पाणी तापून घेतो, आंघोळीला पाणी तापतो, पिण्यासाठी पण कुठल्याही कामासाठी जास्त जर थंड असेल तर आपण पाणी तापून घेतो, म्हणजे आपल्याला थंड वाटणार नाही. सो हिअर ऑल्सो वेन वॉर्म करंट्स फ्लो दॅट रिजन द टेम्परेचर इज quite warm. Though the region is cold, for example, Japan, this part of Japan is very cold, but because of this Kuroshio current, you can see this is the Kuroshio current. This Kuroshio current, the water, here the area becomes warmer. Similarly, North Atlantic, this is North Atlantic warm current. So here in Europe, this is England, Scotland, Welsh, whatever we call. These places, the climate becomes warmer. Similarly, the Gulf Stream flowing in the northern part of North America. This is also warm current. So when it moves, it makes the climate of North America, the eastern coast of North America warmer. म्हणजे जर उष्ण प्रवाह असेल पाण्याचा, तर उष्ण प्रवाहामुळे तिकडची जी तापमान असते, तिकडची जी क्लायमेट असते, ती पण जरासा गरम होऊन जाते, म्हणजे तेवढी थंडी वाजत नाही. Isn't it? I'll proceed further. As a result, these ports do not freeze in winter. मग त्यामुळे काय होतं, तिकडची जी पोर्ट्स आहे, पोर्ट्स म्हणजे बंदर ज्याला म्हणतो आपण, हिंदी में उसे बंदरगाह कहते हैं. सो दोज पोर्ट्स वेअर द शिप्स अँकर, दॅट इज कॉल्ड ए पोर्ट, सी पोर्ट. मग तिकडची जी बंदरे आहेत ते हिवाळ्यात जे गोठत नाही, गोठत नाही म्हणजे ते थंड होत नाही, फ्रीज होत नाही, ते बर्फ तिथे होत नाही. Had ocean currents been absent, the ocean water would have remained still. In such waters, the biotic component would have been devoid of food. Now the question, if there was no ocean currents, म्हणजे तिथे जर प्रवाह नसते, सागरी प्रवाह ज्याला म्हणतो आपण, जर ती सागरी प्रवाह नसते, तर समुद्र आणि महासागरातील जे पाणी आहे ती संचित राहिलेली असतात. संचित म्हणजे इट हॅव रिमेन, जसं आपण पाणी साठवून ठेवतो एखाद्या बकेटमध्ये, एखाद्या टबमध्ये, मग ती वाहता पाणी नाहीये ना, दॅट इज नॉट फ्लोईंग वॉटर. मग तिकडे ते पाणी संचित असते, तर संचित पाण्यामध्ये काय होणार, तसेच राहणार आहे. तुम्ही 4 दिवस पाणी ठेवा एखाद्या बकेटमध्ये आणि ते 4 दिवसानंतर बघा पाणी कसं होतं. Normally we do, because in our cities there is a lack of water, water shortage is there. Sometimes weekly once we don't get the water. आठवड्यातले एक दिवस आपल्याला शहरामध्ये पाणी मिळत नसेल. काही ठराविक दिवस असतात, कुठे मंगळवार असतात, कुठे बुधवार असतात, मग त्या दिवशी आपल्याला पाणी साठवून ठेवावे लागतात. मग दॅट इज कॉल्ड स्टिल वॉटर. पण हा सागरी प्रवाह तसा नाहीये ना, सागरी प्रवाह सतत वाहत असते. मग जर सागरी प्रवाह जर झाले नसते किंवा त्याच्यामध्ये प्रवाह नसतं, तर ते पाण्यात जे सजीव असतात त्यांना आवश्यक जे खाद्य पुरवठा आहे ते झालंच नसतं. मीन्स व्हॉट एव्हर द बायोटिक कंपोनेंट्स आर देअर इन द वॉटर, algae is there, fishes are there, that means in the sea water, algae, fishes, then we could not have found all those, or the planktons we call inside the water. स्मॉल स्मॉल श्रब्स आर देअर, छोटी छोटी झाडं असतात पाण्याखाली, आपण बघितलं. मग ती पाण्यामध्ये ती जी सजीव सृष्टी आहे ती नसते तिथे. कन्सिक्वेंटली मराईन लाईफ अँड इकोसिस्टम वुड हॅव बीन लिमिटेड इन इट्स एक्सटेंट. मग त्याच्यामुळे काय झालं असतं परिणाम, ती सागरी जीवसृष्टी जी आहे किंवा त्यातील जे परिसंस्था जे आहे ते मर्यादित राहिली असते. म्हणजे ती इकोसिस्टम आहे, ते पाण्यामध्ये शैवाल असतात किंवा ते छोटे छोटे झाडे झुडपे असतात, की मासे असतात, अजून वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारची जी बॅक्टेरिया आपण म्हणतो पाण्यामध्ये जर असतात, कोराल्स आहे, शिंप ज्याला म्हणतो आपण ते असते, म्हणजे ऑल दिस इकोसिस्टम, द मराईन लाईफ, दे वुड हॅव बीन लिमिटेड. त्यामुळे ते राहिलंच नसतं, ते जिवंतच राहिले नसते. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, वी नो that the biggest saltwater lake, that is Dead Sea, that is in Israel, Jerusalem. Dead Sea is in Jerusalem, it is in Israel, and it is a landlocked sea. It is very wide and deep. जेवढा वाईड आहे तेवढंच खोल आहे त्याच्यात. बट सिन्स देर इज नो फ्लोईंग ऑफ द वॉटर, जेरुसलमचा जो तो भाग आहे तो गल्फ ऑफ अरेबियामध्ये आहे, म्हणजे डेझर्ट रिजन. मग डेझर्टमध्ये पाऊस होतच नाहीये, देर इज नो रेनफॉल इन दॅट रिजन. अँड बिकॉज देर इज नो रेनफॉल, flowing water is not there, and the result is the salinity of the Dead Sea is 339%, 340%. Salinity means the saltiness. त्या पाण्यामध्ये जे मिठाचं प्रमाण असतो त्याला सॅलिनिटी म्हणतो आपण इंग्लिशमध्ये. पण आपल्याला माहितीये ती समुद्राचं पाणी खार असतात, खारी म्हणतो आपण, सॉल्टी म्हणतो. सो वी नो दॅट there is a saltness in the sea water. So the salinity is more in Dead Sea. So had it been that ocean currents would have not been there, जर ती सागरी प्रवाह नसते, मग ते जी समुद्री जीवसृष्टी आहे किंवा जे मराईन लाईफ आहे की इकोसिस्टम आहे की त्यांचे खाद्यपदार्थ आहे, ते काहीच राहिलं नसतं. In the region where cold and warm currents meet, plankton, vegetation, algae, etc. grow. This is food for the fish. Therefore, fish come here in large numbers and breed. This has in turn led to formation of large fishing ground. Grand Bank near North America in Atlantic Ocean and the Dogger Bank near the European coast are some of the examples. Now, the place where warm and cold current meet, ती जागा उष्ण आणि शीत प्रवाह जिथे एकत्रित होऊन येतात किंवा मिळतात ज्याला आपण म्हणू, तर त्या भागात वनस्पती, शैवाल, प्लंबक ज्याला म्हणतो, प्लँक्टॉन्स इत्यादीची वाढ होते. आणि हे जे आहे ते माशांची खाद्य म्हणतो आपण. सो these kind of planktons, these kind of algae, they are the food of the fish, and therefore the fish we find in large number in that place, and these led to the formation of large fishing grounds. So Grand Bank near North America, I will show you here. This is the Grand Bank. You can see this is the cold current and this is the North Atlantic warm current. You can see this is Labrador current written over here. Mansi, can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
You can see this is Labrador current. I'm putting my arrow. Isn't it? Labrador current. This is Labrador current is the cold current, whereas Gulf Stream is the warm current. So where these two current meet, हा जो भाग आहे तो Dogger Bank आहे. I'm putting the arrow. This small place, this is the Dogger Bank. So the Dogger Bank in North America and not Dogger Bank. What was that place? Grand Bank. This is Grand Bank and Dogger Bank here. Now where? Europe. This is Canary current. Can you see my arrow? Canary current. This is Canary current and this is North Atlantic current. So Canary current comes from here. It is shown down, and North Atlantic current which goes, and this is Dogger Bank near Europe. Europe means England. England comes under the European continent, and therefore the Dogger Bank and Grand Bank. Grand Bank here in North America and Dogger Bank in Europe. These are the two largest fishing ground we can call. सगळ्यात मोठी उदाहरण आहे याची मासेमारीची ज्याला म्हणतो आपण. या भागात मत्स्य उद्योग ज्याला खूप जास्त प्रमाणात असते. मत्स्य उद्योग म्हणजे फिशिंग. So lot of fishing takes place, lot of fishes we find in that region, and therefore they are called fishing ground. मत्स्य उत्पादनाचे क्षेत्र ज्याला म्हणतो आपण. So fishing ground. I think I'm clear up to here, everyone. Any doubt? Anyone has any doubt? Put in the chat box. Mona, Nidhi, and Mansi. Only 3 of them gives the answer. Remaining no answer. Okay. With respect to the water transport, the ocean currents are very important. If the transportation is done according to the flow of ocean currents, the speed of the ships increase and the fuel is saved. After some time, कोई चला गया तो प्रॉब्लम आ जाएगा. 6:45 बजे. 6:45. Please, please. If the transportation is done according to the flow of the current, the speed of the ships increase and the fuel is saved too. So with respect to water current, water transport, ocean currents are very, very important. What happens? When the ships go along with the current, so it uses very less fuel. म्हणजे ज्या दिशेने जी करंट आपला जी प्रवाह असते त्या दिशेने जर जहाज जे आहेत ते जर त्यांनी जर हे केलं ट्रॅव्हल केलं तर त्यांचे जे फ्यूल आहे म्हणजे इंधन जे वापरतात समजा डिझेल पेट्रोल जे काय असतील व्हॉट एव्हर इंजिन व्हॉट एव्हर फ्यूल दे यूज दॅट कॅन बी सेव्ड because as the current flows the ship will be drifted along with that. Drifted म्हणजे त्याच्या सोबतच वाहून जातात मग त्याला जास्त इंधन वापरून जायची गरज पडत नाहीये. लाईक ऑन द रोड इफ द रोड इज स्मूथ एक्झाम्पल आय कॅन गिव्ह रस्त्यामध्ये जास्त खड्डे असेल ना तर आपल्याला गाडी चालवताना खूप त्रास होतो. एकतर ट्रॅफिक असेल तर तिथे अडकून राहायचं किंवा खड्ड्यावरून खाली वर झाली तर तिथे फ्यूलचं नुकसान होतो गाड्यांचे नुकसान होतात. तिसऱ्यांदा आपल्याला खूप त्रास होतो आपण बसलेलो असतो खड्ड्यामध्ये पडलं कुठे स्लिप डिस्क झाला कुठे हाडाला लागलं काय पण होऊ शकते. सो दिस इज इन टर्म्स ऑफ रोड. So similarly in terms of sea also. So if it goes along with the current then they use less fuel कारण पाण्याच्या प्रवाहामध्ये ती जर वाहून गेली तर फ्यूलची जास्त गरज पडत नाही. And therefore water transport sea currents are very very important. Near the coast where cold currents flow amount of precipitation is low. For example, in Peru, Chile, and the arid desert of Southwest Africa. Now let us see. You know Peru. Peru is here. Chile and Peru in South America. Peru capital is Lima. So here in South America, this region, Peru and Chile, you can see the cold current is coming. You can see this current, blue line. So this region where cold current comes, then precipitation is very very low. What is precipitation? Rainfall. If you want you can write down. जिथे शीत प्रवाह जास्त वाहतात त्या किनारपट्टीवर पर्जन्याचे प्रमाण कमी असते. पर्जन्य म्हणजे वर्षा ज्याला म्हणतो आपण. पेरू चिली किंवा नॉर्थ आफ्रिका. Here you can see Bengurla current. Bengurla current here. So this is North America, Africa. Here also, then this Canary current coming here. So in these regions, the precipitation is low. And when waterfall is low and the water is low, or if there is no rainfall, then we can understand what happens. So these regions are the desert regions of the world. So Peru and this Chile, this entire part is the Atacama Desert. isn't it? I will just show a rough map. I want in the this thing whiteboard. Sorry, by mistake it happened. I'll join within minute. Hansi, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, audible.
Okay, thank you. Due to some glitch, I'm just out of that meeting. Again, I joined it. Okay. Now I will just show a rough map of the world. This is actually it's not drawn properly. This is North America. This is South America. I'm not unable to draw properly. Europe, Africa. This is Gulf of Arabia. Then this is we extend up to Asia. Here it is India we call. And far down is the Australia. This is Asia. All this is Japan and all are included over here. This is just a draw map which I have shown on the this thing. So almost because the cold currents come from here, so that all the western parts of the continent they have all the desert region here. You know, Sahara, the biggest desert, the largest desert in the world, the Sahara. This is Sahara Desert in Africa. Then in India, we have this Thar Desert in Rajasthan. Australia, the Australian desert. So almost all the parts we have the desert on the western part of the continent. Now, why it is? Because of the cold current, the precipitation is low. That means the rainfall is low. And where there is no rainfall, then obviously there will be dry land, arid land, barren land, what we can call. And therefore, we find that deserts are located. म्हणजे ज्या ठिकाणी पर्जन्य कमी असतात, पाऊस कमी असतात, त्या ठिकाणी पाणी नसल्याने ते माती कसं हे होऊन जाते, रेत ज्याला म्हणतो आपण त्यासारखे. आणि त्याच्यामुळे तिथे पाणी नसल्याने वी फाइंड द डेझर्ट्स, म्हणजे तिथे डेझर्ट्स दिसतात. आय थिंक आय एम क्लिअर विथ द टॉपिक. So therefore, as I've drawn, this is North America. Here we have Colorado Desert. In South America, we have Atacama Desert. Africa, we have this Sahara Desert. Western Southern Africa, we have Kalahari Desert. These are all the biggest deserts of the world. In India, we have Thar Desert. This is the Great Arabian Desert in Arabs. That is Western Asia. हा जो देश हा जो पार्ट आहे गल्फ ऑफ अरेबिया, हा डेझर्ट आहे. इथे इराण, इराक, कुवेट हे सगळं देश आहेत. And because of this desert, mineral oil is found on a larger scale. Mineral oil, you know, Iran, Iraq, and Kuwait, they have the largest deposit of mineral oil. Though it is a desert region, but those countries are very rich by selling mineral oil to the entire world. म्हणजे हा जो भाग आहे अरेबियाचा, गल्फ ऑफ अरेबियाचा, हा पूर्ण जो भाग आहे तो पूर्ण डेझर्टमध्ये आहे. आणि डेझर्टमध्ये असल्याने इथे खूप सारे मिनरल ऑइल्स अवेलेबल आहेत. ओके, आय कम प्रोसीड फर्दर. At places where the cold and warm currents meet, thick fog is formed. Such fog create problem for transportation. The warm Gulf Stream and the cold Labrador Current meet near Newfoundland. This leads to dense fog. Because of the cold current, icebergs are carried away from the polar areas. If such icebergs come along the marine routes, they are hazardous to the ships. Punna. Place where warm and cold current meet. So Labrador and Gulf Stream, Newfoundland. I'm putting my arrow. So place where warm and cold current meet, dense fog is formed. आता फॉग म्हणजे माहिती आहे ना, मराठीमध्ये त्याला धुकं म्हणतात. आपण थंडीच्या दिवशी आपल्याला सकाळी दिसतात धुकं, दिसतच नाहीये काहीच. दॅट इज कॉल्ड फॉग इन इंग्लिश. मराठीमध्ये ज्याला आपण धुकं म्हणतो त्याला इंग्लिशमध्ये फॉग म्हणतात. सो जिथे शीत आणि उष्ण प्रवाह दोन्ही मिळतात त्या ठिकाणी खूप धुकं निर्माण होते. आणि म्हणून धुकं निर्माण झाल्याने मग तो कशा कोणाला त्रास होतो? जहाजांना. सो इफ अ शिप इज ट्रॅव्हलिंग, then we find that icebergs are carried away from the polar areas. What is icebergs? Icebergs म्हणजे ते मोठे मोठे जे असतात ना, हे आपला what we can call blocks of ice, त्याला आईसबर्ग म्हणतो. म्हणजे ते बर्फाचा जो मोठा दगड असतात, बर्फ दगड ज्याला म्हणतो आपण मराठीमध्ये, किंवा आय डोंट हॅव दॅट पर्टिक्युलर मराठी वर्ड फॉर दॅट. इन इंग्लिश वी कॉल इट एज आईसबर्ग्स. तर ते जर असतात मग त्याच्याने धोका कोणाला असते? जहाजांना. म्हणजे एखाद्या वेळेस जहाज तिथे असतील आणि एखादा आईसबर्ग असेल, and when it collides with the iceberg, the ships can wreck, we can say. ते जहाज तुटतात किंवा नुकसान पण होऊ शकते. So we find that the cold currents and warm currents, they are already there, but I think they feel they can be quite dangerous at times. I think I'm clear up to here, everyone. Shall I proceed further? Shall I proceed further? Nidhi is not there? There. Okay. So today I think 5 of them are there and all the 5 will answer. Isn't it? I want the answer from everyone when I ask question. Now the next part, 5.5, currents. Deep ocean currents and the shallow ocean currents. Now when you look at this map, you can see North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Antarctica, and Australia. We have these 7 continents. We have clearly 5 oceans: Pacific Ocean, Atlantic, Indian, Arctic, and Antarctic. Antarctic, Antarctica is itself is a continent as well as an ocean. We have 5 bigger oceans. Among them, the biggest is the Pacific Ocean. The second biggest is Atlantic Ocean. Third one is the Indian Ocean. The fourth one is Antarctic Ocean. And the very smallest one is Arctic Ocean. Just a minute, hold. Okay. Now, the pink one and the blue one, two different currents are shown. You can see they are the warm currents and they are the cold currents. Now let us see. Come to deep currents. Water currents beyond the depth of 500 meters are known as deep water or ocean currents. These currents are formed due to difference in temperature and density of the water in different parts of the world. This is known as thermohaline circulation. These currents flow till the seabed of the ocean. They flow like rivers continuously below the surface of the sea. See figure 5.5. Now you can see. Where the region is cold, these currents are below the warm current. म्हणजे जी उष्ण प्रवाह आहे त्याचा खाली म्हणजे 500 मीटर पेक्षा खोलवर जी असते ती प्रवाह त्या खोलवर जी वाहतात त्याला आपण खोलवर असे म्हणतो, म्हणजे डीप करंट्स अशाला असं म्हणतो. हे प्रवाह सहसा महासागरातील वेगवेगळ्या जे आपले हे आहेत भागात तापमान असेल किंवा त्याची घनता असेल याच्यामुळे हे तयार होतात. घनता म्हणजे डेन्सिटी. नाउ व्हॉट इज डेन्सिटी? वी हॅव सीन व्हेन द वॉटर इज कूल्ड, जेव्हा पाणी थंड असते त्याची घनता वाढते. एक्झाम्पल, आपल्या घरी फ्रीज आहेत. तुम्ही फ्रीज मध्ये साधा बॉटल फक्त ठेवा, ते थंड होतात. जर तोच पाणी आपण डीप फ्रीजर मध्ये ठेवलं त्याचे बर्फ होते. मग जेव्हा ते लिक्विड असतात त्याची घनता कमी असते, डेन्सिटी कमी असते. पण तोच पाणी जेव्हा आपण डीप फ्रीजर मध्ये ठेवतो त्याची आईस तयार होते, बर्फ तयार होते, त्याची घनता वाढते, इट बिकम्स हेवी. सो दिस इज द रिझन वाय दिस डीप करंट्स आर फॉर्म. म्हणजे हे का होतात? म्हणजे जेव्हा पाणी खोलवर त्याची तापमान तिकडची घनता जर वाढली तर 500 मीटर पेक्षा जे खाली असतात तिथे तापमान जी कमी असते इन द वॉटर. पाण्यामध्ये 500 मीटरची जी खाली खोलवर असतात तिथे जे तापमान आहे ते थंड असतात आणि त्याच्यामुळे त्याला आपण डीप करंट किंवा थंड असे म्हणतो, खोलवर असे म्हटले जातात. The difference in temperature of various parts of the ocean is major reason behind the deep sea currents. Warm currents have lower salinity and density. Such water current comes to the surface of the sea. जे उष्ण करंट असतात, उष्ण प्रवाह, आपण बघितलं की जेव्हा पाणी आपण तापायला ठेवतो त्याची वाफ तयार होतात आणि वाफ काय असतो तो हलका असतात, मग त्याची घनता कमी असते, तो डेन्सिटी इज लेस. पण तोच पाणी, आता मी जस्ट उदाहरण आपल्याला दिलेलं आहे की ती पाणी जेव्हा आपण बर्फा फ्रीज मध्ये ठेवतो ते घनता असते तसेच, पण जेव्हा आपण ते डीप फ्रीजर मध्ये ठेवतो त्याची घनता वाढते कारण ती बर्फ होतात. सेम थिंग हॅपन्स when these warm currents, because they are on the surface, they get sunlight and thus they are light. त्याला सूर्यकिरणे पोचतात आणि त्याच्यामुळे त्याची जी घनता असते ती कमी असतात. आणि तोच इथे गेल्यावर बघा हे खोलवर जातोय हा प्रवाह, आणि खोलवर गेल्याने इकडे तापमान कमी होते आणि त्याच्यामुळे ही जी आहे करंट्स ही कोल्ड करंट्स आहे, डीप करंट्स. Cold water with high density goes down. This movement causes the deep sea water currents. See figure 5.6. आता हे बघा, तोच प्रवाह 500 मीटरचा वरती असेल तर वॉर्म असतो आणि तोच 500 मीटरचा खाली गेला की त्याच्या तापमानमध्ये फरक पडतात आणि त्यामुळे तो थंड होऊन जाते, ती शीत प्रवाह असते. Generally, the surface water near Greenland and Europe move to more depth. This water move to Antarctic at this depth. Later, the water moved to the surface. Thus, the redistribution of the ocean water keeps occurring. This redistribution takes around 500 years to complete. This type of movement is also known as conveyor belt. Now, it takes 500 years to do like this. 500 वर्ष लागतात. मग युरोपच्या इथे बघा, आफ्रिकाच्या इथून उष्ण प्रवाह येतो, पण तोच अमेरिकाच्या इथे आला, ग्रीनलँडच्या इथे आलं की ते खोलवर जातात. And when it comes to Antarctica, since Antarctica lies on the southern pole, दक्षिणी ध्रुव ज्याला म्हणतो आपण मराठीमध्ये, since Antarctica lies near the southern pole, here the temperature is very cold, and hence we find deep sea currents over here. Again, it crosses Tropic of Capricorn and comes over here near the equator, Tropic of Cancer. You can see here it becomes warmer. So, warm currents flowing from this side. You see, I'm putting my arrow. So, I think I'm clear with you. Any doubt, Mansi and all? Mansi, want to ask any question? Nidhi, any question from your side? No doubt. Very good. Today, Mona is also there. Now, what is the importance of deep ocean currents? Why these ocean currents are very, very important? त्याची महत्व काय आहे? Due to thermohaline circulation, movement of seawater occurs on a larger scale. Now, because of this warm and cold current moving continuously, this is called thermohaline. Why it is called thermohaline? Because of the continuous movement. Moving from the equator, coming towards the pole, going down towards the pole in southern hemisphere, and then again moving from Tropic of Capricorn to Tropic of Cancer again. So this circulation of the water goes on continuously. ही जी पाण्याची प्रवाह आहे, ही जी पाण्याची सर्क्युलेशन आहे, ही सतत हालचाल होत असते, ही सतत होत असते. आणि त्याच्यामुळे काय होतं बघू आपण. Because of this circulation, ocean water moves from surface to bottom and from bottom to surface. Warm water is transferred to bottom from the surface and the nutrient rich cold water is circulated to the surface. याच्याने काय होते, ही उष्ण प्रवाह जी आहे ते खाली जातो आणि जी शीत प्रवाह आहे ते वरती येतात. Do you understand? The warm current goes down. You can see the movement in this way. This is warm current moving, going down, isn't it? And then this cold current, it is coming up near the equator. So what happens? जेव्हा ही उष्ण प्रवाह खाली जाते आणि शीत प्रवाह वरती येतात, मग समुद्राच्या खोलवर जी आपल्या न्यूट्रिएंट आहेत, न्यूट्रिएंट म्हणजे आपण काय म्हणू शकतो, जी पोषक द्रव्य, त्याला न्यूट्रिएंट आपण म्हणतो इंग्लिशमध्ये, पोषक द्रव्य जे आहेत, मे बी द प्लॅन्क्टॉन्स, मे बी द algae, whatever they are in the deep sea, that comes up आणि वरचा पाणी खाली जातो. आपण एक उदाहरण घरी करू शकतो. घरी आपण बघतो, समटाइम्स देर इज अ डर्टी वॉटर कमिंग इन द टॅप. घाण पाणी येतात नळाला आपले. मग आधीच, आता तर खूप कमी झाले, आपल्याकडे फिल्टर, ॲक्वागार्ड, भरपूर काही साधने आहेत, आपण ते वापरतो आणि त्याच्यामुळे आपल्याला ते दिसत नाहीये. पण सहसा पावसाळ्यात पाणी तसंच येतात, ब्राउनिश वॉटर, माती असलेली पाणी येतात. मग तुम्ही एखाद्या वेळेस ते पाणी घ्या किंवा तुम्हाला कुठे सापडलं तशा पाणी घ्या, त्याच्यामध्ये माती मिसळून टाका आणि थोड्या वेळाने ठेवून द्या. You will see all the mud, it will settle down in the bottom. हे हा एक्सपेरिमेंट आपण घरी करू शकतो. एखादा ग्लास किंवा काय असेल ते घ्या, त्याच्यामध्ये पाणी घ्या, त्याच्यात थोडीशी माती टाका, ब्राऊन कलरची माती, अँड स्टर दॅट वॉटर, त्याला मिसळा, मिक्स करा. स्टर केल्यानंतर थोड्या वेळासाठी ठेवून द्या, 1 तास 2 तासासाठी. You will see all the mud will settle down, the bigger particles will settle down, and the finer particle, it will float along with the water. म्हणजे ते माती असतात ना, ते माती खाली बसणार, पण त्यात जी फायनल सूक्ष्म जी पार्टिकल्स असतील, मातीचं कण जे असतात, ते पाण्यामध्ये तुम्हाला फिरताना दिसेल. सेम थिंग हॅपन्स ओव्हर हिअर. तोच प्रक्रिया इथे पण होतात. हा पाणी खाली जातो आणि खालचा पाणी वरती येतात, त्यामुळे काय होतं, हालचाल होतात. हालचाल झाल्याने ते खाली बसलेले जेवढी माती, काय शैवाल जे काय असतील ते वरती येतात. आय थिंक आय एम क्वाईट क्लिअर विथ द कॉन्सेप्ट हाऊ इट हॅपन्स, बिकॉज आय एम अनेबल टू सी यू, सो physically we are not there, but still I think I'm very clear with the concept की हे हा उदाहरण जे मी तुम्हाला आता सांगितलेलं आहे, द एक्झाम्पल विच आय टोल्ड यू, the same thing happens when the warm currents come down and the cold currents come up. So because they get mixed together, all the particles, whatever the nutrients are there, the algae are there, the planktons are there, they come up. Those are the food for the fish. And in this way, we find that the deep ocean currents are very, very useful. Now let us see. This circular pattern, okay, I'm clear up to here. Anything anyone has doubt, you can put the question or you can open your mic and ask me the question. Okay, you are Hariom. Very good. Hariom, you have to write your name now. Why your sister's name? Hariom, you have to write your own name over there. I know your sister, but put your name. You write a Hariom. Otherwise, okay, whatever it is. Now, this circular pattern of the movements of the ocean currents give rise to certain peculiar features in the ocean. They are called gyres. Now, this kind of this circular motion, हा जो प्रवाह आहे असा फिरतात, you can see all the circular motions. Here is circle is formed. You can see the arrow as shown. तुम्ही हे arrow बघू शकता. So, see in this way, how they are moving, going down, and this part coming up, the movement. So they are called gyres. The Sargasso Sea in Atlantic Ocean is such an example. It is marked by a circular pattern of ocean currents. It does not have land boundaries and is only surrounded by ocean currents. So it got its name from the sargassum, seaweed. The water is still here. This sea is 1100 km wide and 3200 km long. So हा जो भाग आहे अटलांटिक ओशन मध्ये आहे, अटलांटिक महासागरातील सर्गासो समुद्र म्हणून आहे, तिथे चक्रीय आकार आहेत. You can see Atlantic Ocean, isn't it? This circle, and therefore there is a weed found in that sea, that is sargassum. Weed कशाला म्हणतात? Anyone can tell me? Weed, somebody can tell me what is weed? गवत, घास. वीड म्हणजे गवत. लिहून घ्या पाहिजे तर. हिंदी में उसे घास कहते हैं. So because of that sargassum weed, the sea is named as Sargossa. Next. The ocean currents do not flow very close to the coast. They flow near the lower limit of the continental shelf. Now let us see. The currents, they all flow near the continental shelf everywhere. See, this is continental shelf of Indian Ocean. We have continental shelf over here, Mumbai High at Mumbai, isn't it? In the eastern coast of Africa, we have continental shelf. We have continental shelf over here, this part. So almost all the ocean currents, they flow near the continental. You can see continental coast is given, equatorial current. So almost all the currents, they flow near the continents. Even though the velocity of the ocean current is less, the water carried by them is immense. Now what is velocity? Velocity म्हणजे speed. वेग ज्याला मराठीमध्ये म्हणतो आपण. तो स्पीड. इवन दो द स्पीड इज लेस, ती पाण्याची जी वाहते प्रवाह जी आहे ती वाहत असते, ती जरी त्याची वेग कमी असेल, यहाँ तक कि उसकी जो स्पीड होती है कम होती है, बट द वॉटर कॅरीड बाय द सी इज इमेन्स. इमेन्स म्हणजे प्रचंड ज्याला म्हणतो आपण मराठीमध्ये, खूप, लिमिटलेस. सो इफ यू लुक ॲट द ओशन, if you have ever gone to a gateway of India, from gateway of India see the Arabian Sea, जहां तक आपको दिखेगा, you can see only water and water, isn't it? You must have seen something on National Geographic channel or किंवा तुम्ही Discovery channel वगैरे मध्ये बघितलं असाल. You must have seen over there. So in those places also, you can see immense water is there, lot of water is there. So because of these currents, we can see lot of water is flown away. Under the influence of westerlies in the mid-latitude, ocean currents flow from west to east, but near the equator, they flow from east to west. This leads to circular pattern, C 5.4. We'll move to 5.4 again. Now westerlies. See. From the equator, east to west, in this way. This is east, from east to west. But from the pole, it is, see, like this, anticircular, west to east. This is west to east. This is east to west. Now this is why, because of the rotation of the earth, they get deflected. Deflected म्हणजे त्यांचे जी प्रवाह आहे ते डिफ्लेक्ट होऊन जाते. काही इकडे जातात, काही तिकडे जातात. रस्ता भटकतो ज्याला आपण म्हणतो. मग हे रस्ता भटकल्यासारखे होतात की काही प्रवाह इथे वरती जातात आणि काही खाली येतात. सो क्लॉकवाइज, अँटी क्लॉकवाइज. सो ईस्ट टू वेस्ट, वेस्ट टू ईस्ट, लाईक दिस यू कॅन सी. So this is how the ocean currents, they flow. I think I'm clear up to here, everyone. Anyone has any doubt? Mansi or someone? Understood. Nidhi, grass. Okay. Yes, very good. So I think I'm going to ask you some questions, and okay, you have to on your mic and give the answer. Okay. Now my first question from the screen. My screen is visible, Mansi?
Yes, ma'am, visible.
Okay. So my first question, what are the two types of current?
Can I answer?
Yes.
Uh, cold, cold currents and warm currents.
Very good. Nidhi?
Yes, ma'am. Cold currents and warm currents.
Yes, Hariom.
Yes, ma'am. Cold current and warm current.
Yes, anyone? Shelke, some Veda Shelke. Veda, Soham.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah. Two types of current. Yes, Soham. I'm putting on my screen is visible, my dear. See, I'm putting my arrow. What is this? Soham. Two types of current. Give the answer. Soham, give the answer. Again, only three students. Okay. Anybody else is there who will write and give? Nidhi, Sario, Man, Mansi. Where is Soham? Gone.
Left the meeting.
Left the meeting. Very good. Okay. Again, three of them remain. Two of them left. Now my next question. What happens in cold region where warm currents flow? Effect of ocean surface current on human life. In that paragraph, third line, you can find out the answer. What happens in cold region where warm currents flow? Mansi.
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
In cold regions where warm ocean currents flow, climate becomes warmer.
Very good.
Warmer.
Bus. That much is the answer, my dear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Nidhi.
Yes, ma'am. In cold regions where ocean currents flow, climates become warmer.
Very good. Yes, Hariom. Hariom. Give the answer. Hariom, give the answer.
Ma'am, he in chat box he has said that he don't know the answer.
Hariom on the mic. And see here the answer is in the third line. On the mic, Hariom.
Yes.
In cold regions. Now these students have given the answer. Reply the answer. In cold regions, you can read, na?
Yes.
Read.
In cold region where warm ocean current flow, el- climate become warmer in some region.
Only that
The,
much is the answer.
the amount of
Hariom, Hariom, pay
yes.
attention when these children give the answer. ये लोग जब आंसर देते हैं ना तो ध्यान दो. I am presenting my screen with you. Okay? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, name some places where warm currents flowing are given in that paragraph.
Can I,
Mansi.
Mansi?
Yes, Mansi.
For example, the warm ocean currents flowing near Western Europe, South, uh,
Southern.
Southern
Alasaka.
Alaska, and Japanese coast.
Okay. Yes, Nidhi.
Yes, ma'am. The ocean currents flowing near Western Europe, Southern
Alasaka.
Alaska, and Japanese coast.
Very good. Yes, Hariom. Now give the answer.
The warm ocean current flowing near Western Europe, Southern Alaska, and Japanese coast.
Very good. Now understood, no, how to give the answer, Hariom?
Yes.
Ah, you have to, screen is presentable to you. You are seeing the screen, give the answer. If you don't know, you can on the mic and tell, ma'am, I don't know the answer, so I will give you the answer. Okay? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, what happens or what is the result of warm currents flowing along this region? Mansi,
The
have you?
the poles do not freeze in winters.
Very good, Mansi. Very good, Mansi. Yes,
Thank you.
Nidhi. Yes,
Yes,
Nidhi. Ah,
the poles do not freeze in the winter.
very good. Yes, Hariom.
The sport do not freeze in winter.
Very good. Very good. What would have happened if there were no ocean currents or if the ocean currents were absent?
Ma'am, can
Can I?
Yes, who will give? Mansi?
Yes.
Yes.
If the ocean currents had been absent, the ocean water would have remained still.
Very good. Yes, Nidhi?
yes, ma'am. Had ocean currents been absent, the ocean water would have remained still.
Very good. Hariom?
Had ocean current been absent, the ocean water would have remained still.
Okay. Very good. What would have happened if the ocean water would have been still or remain still? What would have been the result of that?
Can I?
Yes?
In such water, the biotic components would have been devoid of food.
Continue. And
Consequently, marine life and its ecosystem would have been limited in its extent.
very good. That is the answer. Yes, Nidhi?
Yes, ma'am.
In
In
such water?
the biotic components will have been devoid of food. Consequently, marine life and its ecosystem would have been limited in its extent.
Extent. Yes, Hariom, give the answer.
In such water, the biotic component would have been devoid of food. Consequently, marine life and its ecosystem would have been limited in its extent.
Extent. Very good. Okay. Now, next question, Hariom, I'm going to ask you. Listen to the question carefully because always Mansi and Nidhi are answering. So I will put the question to you. What happens where cold and warm currents meet?
In region where cold and warm current meet, plankton, vegetation, algae, etc. grow. This is food for the fish. Therefore, fish come here in large number and breed.
Very good. That much is the answer. Okay, yes.
Can I answer?
Yes, very good, Mansi.
In regions where cold and warm currents meet, plankton, vegetation, algae, etc. grow. This is the food for the fish. Therefore, fish come here in large numbers and breed.
Okay. Nidhi?
Yes, ma'am. In region where cold and warm currents meet, plankton, vegetation, algae, etc. grow. This is food for fish. Therefore, fish come here in a large number and breed.
Very good. Very good. Now, next. Name some fishing ground.
Can I answer?
Yes.
Grand Bank near the Northern American coast in Atlantic Ocean and Dogger.
Dogger.
Dogger Bank near the European coast are some of the examples.
Examples of what? Examples of what?
Fishing grounds.
Yes. So you must say complete answer. The examples of fishing ground. Yes. Who will answer me now?
Ma'am, can I Nidhi?
Yes, Nidhi.
Yes, ma'am. Grand Bank near the North America coast in Atlantic Ocean and Dogger Bank near the European coast are the some example of large fishing grounds.
Very good. Yes, next. Hari Om.
Grand Bank near the North American coast in Atlantic Ocean and Dogger Bank near the European coast are some of the example fishing ground.
Examples of fishing ground. Okay. Why is or why are ocean currents important in respect to water transport?
Can I, Mansi?
Yes, Mansi?
With respect to the water transport too, the ocean currents are very important. If the transportation is done according to the flow of ocean currents, the speed of the ship increases and the fuel is saved too.
Very good. Next, yes.
Ma'am, can I Nidhi?
Yes.
With respect to the water transport to the ocean currents are very important. If the transportation is done according to the flow of ocean currents, the speed of the ship increase and the fuel is saved.
Okay. Yes, Hariom.
With respect to the water transport to the ocean current are very important. If the transportation is done according to the flow of ocean current, the speed of the ship increase and the fuel is saved too.
Very good. Next. Where is thick fog formed?
Can I, Mansi?
Yes.
At places where the cold and the warm currents meet, thick fog is formed.
Very good. Very good. Yes, Nidhi.
Yes, ma'am. At places where the cold and warm currents meet, thick fog is formed.
Okay. Name a place where yes, Hariom.
At place where the cold and the warm current meet, thick fog is formed. Such fog,
Okay. Yes. Name that place. A place is a name is given. Who will know?
Which place?
Where fog is formed. That place name is given. Which two currents meet to form the fog? Next line is the answer. Read it. On my screen it is
Such
present.
fogs create
No.
pro-
Which two currents?
Ma'am, can I Nidhi?
Yes, yes, Nidhi.
The warm Gulf Stream and
Ah,
the cold Labrador currents meet near the Newfoundland Island.
island. Very good. That much is the answer. That leads to dense fog. Yes, Mansi. Understood now, Mansi, what my question was?
yes.
The two currents. Yes.
The warm Gulf Stream and the
Gulf
cold
Stream.
Gulf Stream and the cold
Labrador.
Labrador current
Currents.
meets near the Newfoundland Island.
Island. Very good. Yes, Hariom.
the warm Gulf Stream and the
Gulf,
cold
not Gulf.
the
Gulf
warm
Stream.
Gulf Stream and the Gold Labrador current
Currents.
meet near the Newfoundland Island.
Very good. So, I think I'm clear with the topic. Next lecture, again, we will have some little bit of revision and then I will go with the next lesson. Okay? Till then, goodbye, everyone. Mansi,
Goodbye.
Nidhi.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye,
Bye,
ma'am.
Miss. Thank you, Miss.
Okay, thanks a lot. Enjoyed the lecture?
Yes.
Okay, very good.